USAID was a vehicle to transfer American goods and services to Africa, paid for by the US government.
Okay.
The supply and demand does not go away. Please hear me. USAID was a vehicle to transfer US skills, services, products to Africa, paid for by US government. The supply and demand for those things is not going anywhere.
Got it.
The question now is, there's still the demand for those things. There's still the supply of those things. Those companies that have been doing that work and selling those things and doing that assignment, they are not going anywhere. The people that have been receiving that work, they still have demand. Africa still has demand for all of those things. The change now is who pays, who is going to pay for it. Okay, the check, who is going to write the check? That responsibility is what they have shifted. And when it shifts, let me tell you where it's going to land. It's still going to land on the government of Africa's desk.
Got it.
America will still sell what they want to sell. But instead, American government is saying we are not going to pay for those things. So Africa will need to wake up. If they still want the ocean, if they still want to bridge, if they still want the bridge, if they still want everything USAID was doing, Africa will now have to raise the funds. And you're going to see many African countries start raising bonds and these and these and these.
Got it.
Right? Because US have been printing money to support, US has been using money, printing money to support the demand. The African government will have to build their own wealth portfolio if they want to still access all of those things. That's what's going on. Is that if somebody was paying to take your kids to school before, and the person said, I'm not paying anymore. Well, if you're the father of those children, if you still want your children, you will go and find the money. That's pretty much. And the way governments raise funds, bonds, this capital market, there are so many instruments that African governments will have to learn how to be printing their own money, how to be making their own money. Because in my class, in the trade and investment facilitation class that I recommend, by the way, if you're going to get involved in this affair, one of those classes I talk about, government too is looking for money. Private sector is looking for money. Government is looking for money. If you understand these two games, how governments make money is different from how private sector makes money. I educate people. If you want to be a trade and investment facilitation person, please understand who is paying your check. Who is going to write the check to pay for your services? Are you serving the government? The government is responsible. Or are you serving a private sector? The private sector is responsible. And I share benefits, costs. I just say get informed. Which one drives corruption? Which one? I don't judge. I just say don't say you did not know. Ignorance makes people suffer. I'm always enlightening people. You see, that's why I'm smiling. Knowledge will make you, wisdom will make you not to put your hand in the wrong things. Wisdom. Buy wisdom. That's what Bible says. Buy tons of it. Boatload of wisdom. Buy knowledge. People who go in with little knowledge, they suffer. We know all those stories. They come back, with broken hands and broken legs, and like, Africa is. I'm like, listen. This is the comedy side of me. Amen knows. I'll say amen. This thing you are doing is not sustainable. Go this way, and amen will listen. That's it. That's the value of all of this thing. Wisdom, knowledge, enlighten, set people free. Raise up to the realm of knowledge. People who do all this other stuff, it's not healthy. So that's ultimately it. Okay, any other? Today I've given a lot of good stuff.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
It's real. So give example of USAID. Everybody can look at what Trump is doing and Elon Musk and call it whatever they want to call it. But whatever you call it is going to be the reality. Self-programming, self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm looking at it and say, Thank you so much. Like,
Yes.
again, there are many things you don't have control over. That's okay. But one thing you have control over is your perspective on life.
Right.
Whatever that guy does is going to favor my work. He's going to favor me. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to go to the bank with it.
Yep.
I'm going to the bank. Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to see the opportunity, seize the opportunity, be the opportunity.
Yes.
He
Yes.
is building his legacy, his life, his livelihood. He's fighting for his own stuff. Of course. Do you, boo, right? They tell say, do you? And then I say, the wealth builder, do you too? Take care of your own family too. Take care of your own legacy too. Do you? Africa, do you? Canada, you do you? Mexico, do you? Because we are at a time in the world where the masks are removing. That all the masks, they are removing. They're being removed. So let people just understand how the world really works, not how people have been made to believe it works. And people who have been gullible, naive, have been expecting this but getting that. And I'm saying, wake up. Let's remove the mask so that you understand that ultimately nobody's doing nothing for you. And so if you want this, go out there and fish. It's competition back again. You see, it's back to competitiveness. There is no shadow of this. I'm helping you do this, but under that doing this, then somebody's doing that, and money is going here, and money. They're like, listen, let's expose this to the hair. There's still demand, there's still supply, but they will follow a different route. Right? There's still demand, there is still supply. But what we've been talking about is that new trade pathways that is more transparent is what is being reestablished right now. US-Africa trade will be more transparent, will be more direct, will be led by business community, because the companies that have been supplying all of those things, they are still available. The demand for those things are still on the continent of Africa. The question is, who is going to pay? How do they pay for it? And that payment, we'll see if the private sector has answers, because this is where investment starts kicking in, right? Is that private sector actors, once you start seeing the opportunity that this presents, it is an opportunity for the private sector to reestablish trade routes, not aid routes. When aid routes has been smashed, trade route, think about China. Many years ago, oh, let's help China, let's help China. Nobody's helping China anymore. China is helping themselves. Why? Because they built, China's government figured out how to raise their own funds, build their own skills, and serve their own needs, and also serve the world. So the vehicle of let's help China, it dried up eventually too in the 80s, early 90s. Before then, they would say, let's send money to China. Let's go do something for China. This is Africa. When aid stops, what do? Trade will start. Right? Trade will start. Because, am I being too direct?
No, it's perfect. Perfect.
A new engine will start working. A new set of behaviors and beliefs. The old beliefs that led to hate is gone. You have to activate a new behavior, a set of beliefs that you have value. That's where it starts. Okay? The first behavior you must unpack is what's in my house. Biblically, spiritual. This is where spiritual laws comes in. God will say, what's in your house? What's in your house? Unpack. You will sell what is in your house. This is spiritual law. If you think there's nothing in your house, even the one in your house, people are plundering it. You have diamond in your backyard, but no pipe water. Somebody will come and do the diamond for you if you say the diamond is nothing. So the new belief now is psychological retraining to understand the value you can contribute into the world and you can sell into the world. Soft value, tangible value, natural values, talents, skills, the way you think, the people you know, the relationship. This is where the engine of wealth creation starts. You start seeing yourself as contributors to the society. And based on what you can contribute, you can demand money from. That's trade. I would love for the government to just be sending me money. Listen, so I'm not saying it's not good money. I'm saying, yeah, it's good money. Right. Billions of dollars went into private sector hands. It was a vehicle business. Listen, it's good money. But now what is going on is the money is being redirected. That's why I want people to understand that the money is not disappearing. They will still spend that money. Congress will still spend that USAID money. They're not giving it back. That money they print for USAID is being redirected. That's all. When I tell people psychology, they just want that money back. They want to use, there are some things they want to do. And if Congress is saying there's no money, there's no money, and say, hey, the money you are giving international people, we will collect that one. That's what's going on. It's just a redirection of the funds. Instead of going back to Congress and say, give us money, and then Congress will say, no, we don't want to print money. The one you've been printing and sending abroad, we will block it. When we block it, we will redirect it. It's just a matter of time. You start seeing new initiatives coming from the same government, and they will say, we will use that USAID money because we fired people, people have gone. Nobody will say there's no money. We'll use the money to do better things in the world. So please let people understand. So, but if you are caught in the middle, this is where personal economics come in. There's the national economics that is controlled by forces you cannot control. I say watch it, understand it, but ultimately care for your own needs. That's the business entrepreneurship side. What do you need? Right? What do you need? And then what do you have? And then who can you serve? This administration, if you're a business person, in fact, you'll be forced to go to Africa. I'll tell you that. They've got Canada, they've got Mexico. China is not a good friend. Where else would you go? Where else would you go? You want to sell, and you're an American company and you're a Canadian company. You're coming to Africa. You're coming to Africa. You will come. Africa, you will come to Africa by force. Where else would you sell? Canada tariff, Mexico tariff, Europe is doing its own thing. You're coming to Africa, so what are you saying?
Oh, that's a good one. So that's what we need to be looking for. Okay.
You are supposed to be as loud.
Okay.
This is the time to be louder.
I got it.
We've been talking for years and years. I'm like, come to Africa. We will show you. You want to sell, I will show you.
Wow.
So this is Africa now.
Wow.
This is
Wow.
Canada, no. Mexico, no. China, even no. Africa, yeah. Where are you going? If it's not Africa, and we will roll you the red carpet, we will even shake you. Listen, you want to sell? We will host you. We will do events. We will host you. Bring all your stuff from America and Canada. We will bring it. This thing has been written. I told people, like, by 2050, we've been looking at the statistics. The entire world is re-engineered. The entire world is going to be re-engineered. And Africa is the destination. We've been saying it for years. That's why I'm saying, position yourself. Where is your portfolio? What are you selling? What can you do for people? Because the world is coming. They will be forced to come, whether they like it or not. And if they don't want to come, let them be looking at their empty bank account. Right? Because you have products and services. Where do you sell it? Right. You have to sell. And the consumer market is in Africa. Right? There are buyers of all things. Agriculture, manufacturing. Everybody's buying. And there are no tariffs. And even Africa, there are no tariffs.